Hey everyone, and welcome to Crypto Bytes. I'm Brian, and today we're going to be going through Kamino Finance, which is one of the top lending protocols on Solana. Let's dive right in. All right, so for those of you that are unfamiliar, Kamino Finance, like I said, is a lending protocol on Solana. They've already had 2 seasons of airdrops, and they're currently on their season 3. I've been using Camino ever since season 1, and the airdrops have been so-so. I've been in the top probably 5,000. I think I was in the top 2 or 3,000 in season 1. I was in the top 5,000 of season 2. Currently, about 5,000 in season 3. Since season 1 wasn't the best, season 2 was not quite as good either. I've kind of not been all in on Camino as I was originally, but I still think it's a valuable protocol to use for farming. And also, since they're doing an airdrop, it just helps you earn even more while you're utilizing the platform. So let's get into what are the criteria that they're currently focused on as far as how you can generate points for the airdrop. So first things is, ever since season 1 and season 2, the market for most of 2024 since after March has been kind of garbage, and so the price of Camino wasn't really too hot. It dumped immediately. I didn't want to sell it at the time, so I've been staking it ever since. Thankfully, price has been making a comeback, so that's been good recently. But so because of that staking, I'm getting a decent boost here on my overall points, and then I also get this loyalty boost because I've been involved in the previous season. So if you haven't been farming Camino yet, you won't have those, unfortunately. But you can still do some things to make sure that the points that you're earning here while you're using it are as high as possible. The main way to do that is by taking advantage of these point boosts. So before I get into that, let me kind of go through what are the different areas of Camino that you can use. So the first one is obviously lending. So they have their main market. Currently right now, I am using the Sol, I'm supplying Sol and I'm borrowing USDC. That seems to have the highest supply APY for the lowest borrow APY. I'm purposefully trying to go long on Solana, so that's why I'm not looping by borrowing Sol and supplying Sol. I'm purposely wanting to leverage on my Solana, so that's why I'm supplying that and I'm borrowing USDC and I'm looping it that way. Currently, it's almost the end of September 2024. My plan is to continue doing this over the next couple of months, and then depending on how the market's going, the even better market, which I plan to get into, move my funds into, is basically this JLP market. For those of you that aren't aware, JLP is basically a basket of Sol, BTC, ETH, and USDC. This is made by Jupiter, and it's been a pretty stable way to maybe have 1 to 2% increasing price on the token per month. So it's been pretty stable, but this is basically for the Jupiter perps where you're betting against traders as part of this pool. So it does go up, it does go down, but overall it's been a steady, pretty steady grower. So I feel like this is a little bit safer than going all in on Sol. Obviously, the safest would be depositing stable coins, but I feel like the overall market's gonna be growing over the coming months. Not financial advice, but that's currently my plan. Is I'm supplying Sol, borrowing USDC. As things maybe start to grow too fast, grow quickly, or not perform, I'll be shifting my Sol into JLP, borrowing USDC, and then ultimately I'll probably be shifting into supplying USDC and basically just looping USDC with PYUSD or something like that. So if you are looking for a little bit less riskier play than what I'm doing, but don't want to go straight to stable coins, I would recommend doing the JLP and then borrowing PYUSD, because as you can see, the interest rate on this is at least a few percentage points lower than USDC. So if you're going to loop JLP and PYUSD, that's probably the best bang for your buck. If you're not looking to be as risky as I am. Also, the LTV that you can have in this pool is 5% higher than Sol. So you can leverage more that way if you want to do that. So currently, that's the main way that I'm earning points on Camino at the moment. And going back to this points thing, you can see that when you supply Sol, you're getting a 5x boost on your points that way. So that's another reason why supplying Sol is helpful. I don't know if they have, let's see here. Yeah, so if you did borrow USDC from that JLP pool, you would get a 2x multiplier on that, but then you're paying the higher APY. So personally, I would recommend, if you're looking to be risk on like I am, either supplying the Sol, borrowing USDC, or supplying the JLP, borrowing the PYUSD. That's going to be get you the highest supply APY for the lowest borrow APY, and then you're also getting the points boost if you're doing the Sol supply. So that's one way that you can earn points on Camino. The next way is through supplying liquidity. So they have a bunch of pools from across Meteora, Radium, and Orca. Here you can sort by the APYs, and you can see, some of them are quite good. I was, taking part in these liquidity pools for a good portion of the year, but as I've kind of shifted more of my funds to Meteora, they actually have better APYs for these specific pools on Meteora itself. And you don't really get that many points on Camino for supplying liquidity. So I felt like my funds were better served just going directly on Meteora. So that's why I haven't been using this liquidity functionality on Camino. That said, if you do, I believe you're getting 1 point per dollar per day for the liquidity right here. So you can do that here if you'd like, especially if you're looking to take advantage of any pools that are on Orca or Radium, because they don't have any points programs. They've been around for a while. So if you did want to take advantage of these high APYs, and are wanting to get on a pool not in Meteora, then this could be an option for you for sure. Another option that they give you here is you can just do a one-click looping up to 5x leverage. Now, the reason why I'm not doing this and I'm instead just kind of manually looping with the lending is because on here, if I'm, get a loop with one of these Sol products, I'm borrowing BSOL to supply BSOL, so I'm not getting as much leverage on my Sol directly as I would be if I'm just manually looping. So keep that in mind. This is obviously a little bit less risky as a result, and I believe Kamino has said that they more or less guarantee that you're not going to be liquidated when you take advantage of this multiply feature. That's their words, not mine. Then that could be something of interest to you if you're, looking to be a little bit less risky than how I am. The last option that they give you here on Camino, which I honestly haven't really played around with this too much. They've only had it around for a few months, but it's pretty cool where you can basically leverage long or short on any of these assets, and you're more or less kind of doing exactly what I'm doing manually. So instead of if you wanted to take advantage of what I was doing, where manually supplying Sol and borrowing USDC, you could just go and deposit into this long Sol pool, and you can get a pretty good boost that way. So I might look into this just to play around to see how that affects the amount of points I earn, since it's more or less the same strategy that I'm already using. But yeah, this is an option that you can take advantage of as well. that's pretty much Camino Finance. Like I said, my main focus here is, I really was just looking for the best lending platform where I could leverage my SOL. Camino offers the best rates and they have the airdrop opportunity as well. So that's why I've chosen them. So hope this video was helpful and happy farming.